So yesterday Varunadeva offered the welcome speech, and today it is the human speech. So we are going to welcome Sri Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji. So on behalf of Karyasiddhi Hanuman Temple and Datta Yoga Center, it is a rare, unique and special privilege for me to invite Sri Datta Vijayananda Tirtha Swamiji, whom we call fondly Sri Bala Swamiji, the junior pontiff of Avadhuta Dattapeetham, to this new, magnificent, majestic temple. So this temple is conceived, planned, guided, supported, inaugurated by Sri Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji himself. For so many years, Bala Swami has been advocating and conducting lectures on various religious, spiritual, and practical aspects, enabling us to learn, digest, absorb, and mold our personalities to be a good human being. And sometimes he is teaching us to fulfill our responsibilities to preserve, promote, propagate, and protect our Sanatana Dharma for the existence of human race itself. He has been conducting saptahas on numerous occasions on a number of gods and goddesses. It's almost impossible to list all of them. Sri Bala Swami also spoke on a number of occasions on the importance of practicing, promoting, and propagating the richness of our culture and saving Hindu temples. His unwavering and consistent message to all Hindus is to realize the greatness of our Sanatana Dharma, Hindu temples, rituals, samskaras, ethics, and morals. He keeps reminding us to do their part to be the ambassadors of this rich culture and admonishing us not to be mere spectators, not to remain silent, not to be indifferent. We have to be active participants in, vigorous defenders of, and relentless crusaders of Sanatana Dharma. He urges us to break the self-imposed shackles of boundaries and work for the welfare of the humanity. I had rare opportunity on several occasions to discuss the plight of Hindu temples and Hindu culture and what the future might hold for Hindus and, for that matter, India itself. When we started Global Hindu Heritage Foundation in 2006, without verbally informing Sri Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji, Sri Swamiji came to Canada in 2007 and scolded me for nearly 1 hour in front of our Prasadi, Kusmaka, my wife, and several other devotees by saying that how I may be humiliated by the politicians, how my life may be in danger for challenging the government, how demonic forces might defame me, how my ego might teach a painful lesson, and went on and on. Prasadi finally saying, if we do not do something like this, who will do Swamiji? Then the whole discussion changed, and then Swamiji found out what I have been doing, and then finally blessed. Then, that year, I went to meet Sri Bala Swamiji in Mysore and shared my experience of Swamiji's scolding. Sri Bala Swamiji was smiling, happy, looked like beaming with joy. I was puzzled why Bala Swamiji was glowing with such bliss. Sri Bala Swamiji said, did Swamiji scold you? Very good. Then he explained that Swamiji's scoldings are like the blessings. Sri Swamiji knew what might happen to you to undertake that kind of effort to challenge the government to save the temples. In fact, Sri Swamiji removed all the potential dangers that you may face. Don't worry, now you are safe. Sri Bala Swamiji blessed me to proceed and said, this is not your doing. It is Lord Hanuman who is doing. You are a mere karta. Hanuman will give you the enough strength and courage. Since that time, So his encouragement, inspiration, stimulus, guidance, and reassuring words have become part of my effort to challenge the control of Hindu temples by the government. In 2009, January, I have invited Sri Bala Swamiji to speak at the Global Hindu Heritage Foundation's marathon meeting to save the temples in Tirupati. In his inspiring and instilling speech, he spoke about the need of protecting the Hindu temples. He exhorted the assembled people to sacrifice their life to protect Sanatana Dharma and be proud of being a Hindu. Since independence, things have changed. Now we are ashamed to say even that we belong to Bharat and even to be call ourselves Hindus. Bharat means one who represents knowledge, who exemplifies knowledge, who is satisfied, who search for knowledge, and who gives knowledge to the universe. That is what Bala Swamiji said. Bala Swamiji exhorted the people in Tirupati, the temple virtues and why we have to go to the temples. We should not look at the temples as mere building, sand, mortar, and wall. We need to look at the Samskriti that build these temples and the benefits that we can accrue. Look at our body, how it resembles our temple. And he said, Deho Devalayo Parokshataha. So see your body as temple. Just the way we protect our body, we now need to protect our temple. Look at the cities of Kanchi, Madura, Tirupati. If there is no Meenakshi temple, we do not hear about Madura. That temple is nucleus of social, religious, cultural, and spiritual activities. With the mere blessings and loving compassion of Meenakshi, it is providing annadanam to lakhs of people, opportunities for number of talented artists, fulfilling the wishes of millions of bhaktas, ecological balance to yield good crops and business opportunities. Similarly, he also explained about how Venkateshwara temple is enriching the Tirupati. So, if it is not because of Guru Parampara, so we would not have preserved and handed over this rich cultural heritage. It is not enough to react to the critical time. We all have to self-examine ourselves and develop the habit of preserving our culture as part of our duty and become ambassadors to spread the culture. His insistent, consistent message to protect our dharma shows that the concern for the future of Bharat, protection of temples will do good for ourselves and for the world. Whenever we practice dharma, there we will see world peace. Kindness and compassion are human qualities which must be preserved and practiced. They never change. Through the yugas, they remain unchanged and define the nature of humanity itself. Recently, when somebody asked about the consequences of tolerance and the survival of Hinduism, Sri Bala Swamiji said, having tolerance is always good and a boon. It is never a curse. But he also went on to emphatically say that protecting our culture comes from our non-tolerant attitude. At the same time, our house should not be allowed to be blown away by other faiths. We have invited other faiths, honored them as our guests, and even built their houses of worships. We should not get evicted from our own homes and end up in the streets. This is what is happening to us today. That is what Swamiji says. Relinquishing your dharma in the name of tolerance is not dharma. It is our dharma which has taught us to be tolerant. By giving that up, you are going against your own dharma. So we cannot forever be like Vasishtha, peaceful. And we should be like Vishwamitra, aggressive. And we all know how he eradicated all the demonic forces and established dharmic rituals. Guru is a ocean of compassion, love, tolerance, and forgiveness. He always guides them to the right path, often forgiving their mistakes. A devotee should not repeat the mistakes and test their unlimited compassion and tolerance. We should always try to avoid overburdening the Guru's time and compassion. Sri Bala Swami gave an example of Guru's relentless and limitless compassion toward his disciples. In one of his speeches, he said, Guru may repeatedly forgive all of us. As in the story, when he rescued a scorpion from the lake. The moment he picked it up, the scorpion stung him. He shook his hand and it fell in the water. The Guru again rescued it again and then it stung. Soon it exhausted all its venom and was able to sting anymore. It is the nature of Guru to remove all the poison from a disciple. No matter how many times a devotee stings him, Guru remains unhurt because he is Shiva and is immune to poison. There is a very good example in the history, and all of us are aware of Chhatrapati Shivaji and Samarth Ramadas. So Samarth Ramadas used to have a number of disciples, and including Chhatrapati Shivaji. Shivaji at one time he even wanted to leave the empire and become a full-time disciple, which of course Samarth Ramadas refused, saying that your responsibility is totally different. And all the devotees of Samarth Ramadas used to think Samarth Ramadas was biased and he always liked Shivaji. Somehow they were very, very jealous of Shivaji. So Samarth Ramadas realized, and then he wanted to teach a lesson to all the disciples. He took all of them to a forest, and then he pretended as if so he was having a bad stomachache, and he was groaning, he was just rolling on the floor, and then he went to the cave, and so all of a sudden all the disciples started asking, what happened, Guru? What can we do? Then he told him what they should do in order to make sure that his stomachache is gone. And when he told them what they were supposed to do, they were dumbstruck, they didn't know what to do, so they remained silent, nobody acted anything on it. Shivaji found out about this, and then he goes to the forest and he will insist that Samarth Ramadas should tell him the cure. What is it that he needs to get his stomachache cured? He said he needed tigress milk. So you have to go and get it if I have to cure myself. Then he goes to the forest and then find a tigress, and then prostrated at the tigress and said, this is my Guru's wish, so I request you to give me some milk. Then he gets the milk from the tigress and takes it back to Samarth Ramadas. And then, of course, that is basically to teach a lesson. The Ramadas actually drank that milk, and then he looked at all the disciples who felt ashamed that they could not do what Shivaji was doing. So the lesson is, all of us have to do our duty, not to be jealous of anybody else, because everybody's desires are different, everybody's needs are different. Swamiji or Bala Swamiji or the Guru in general, so they know what is best for us and they will do accordingly. And Swamiji and Bala Swamiji know the inner desires and capacities and of all the devotees. The importance of Guru is given by so many saints, Tukaram and Kabir Das and so many. But here I wanted to just close this one by saying one of the songs by Balls of West Bengal. These are called balls. They used to go around all the villages and sing about the glories of the God and the Gurus. And this is how it goes. Tell me, in what form shall I revere the Guru? See, there are countless Gurus here. Which shall I call the original Guru? Father and mother are Gurus. So are the Diksha and Siksha Gurus. And there are many more. If you consider the matter, the Gurus are without number. See, everyone gives instructions. Even insects and flying things, trees and creepers do. The Diksha Guru purifies the body. He only gave the seed mantra. Siksha Guru came and taught agriculture. I cannot call them the original Guru. They only show the way across the mundane world. Lord Krishna says, one needs to know that Guru Tattva is essential. Otherwise, there is no possibility of transcending this earthly life. We hear that without the Guru, there is terrible danger in crossing the ocean of the world. So that is the song. And with this message, let us join our hands in welcoming Sri Bala Swamiji, who is championing the protection and preservation of Sanatana Dharma. Because of my association, I can tell you he is probably one of the very few who championing the protection and preservation of Sanatana Dharma, and he is exemplifying what is best of Guru Tattva. So we salute him, we welcome him, and this is Swamiji's temple. So let us give one more applause welcoming Sri Swamiji.